This roof's getting installed with our premium roofing system. Backed by our 50-year warranty. And there's a 0% financing, no payment for 6 months options that this customer utilized. If you're looking for a new roof and you need an affordable option, call Absolute Restoration.
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 6.
Well, we're in the calm before the geomagnetic storm. Welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I'm meteorologist Gabe, and yes, we are talking about the auroras, hopefully getting another view of that tonight, but as of right now, things are not trending in the right direction just yet. There is still an optimal opportunity, and luckily skies are giving us a great shot of this if it were to dip this far south. So foggy start to our Thursday. We'll get to that in just a moment on that forecast, as well as we'll talk about those football forecasts heading into this weekend. But yes, all eyes are on the horizon as we track the northern lights, the auroras off there in the distance. Again, we'll get to the full breakdown of that coming up on the 6 o'clock broadcast, but first, let's get a look at those sky conditions. And the first 12 showcases a beautiful night. 7 o'clock, clear skies with 53 degrees. 10 o'clock, those same conditions with 49. So temperature's not bad either. Still layer up, but not going to need layers, as it's not going to be nearly as cold as what things have been. Towards tomorrow morning, though, fog does move back into the forecast. Some patchy fog at that. Might hinder your commute just a bit, but luckily no rainfall in that forecast. And luckily, we are getting some dry and clear conditions. This will look out of Aberdeen this evening. You might notice not seeing too much of anything just yet. The thing is with our viewing, we do need to have those cameras on night mode in order to see it take place, but we know that it's not here just yet. As you guys talked to Adrian yesterday, one of our North Mississippi storm chasers, he was kind of updating us on the process. I have his messages coming in as we speak, letting us know when it's, the event's here. And so we'll be sure to let you guys know when that is happening. But 57 degrees right now in Aberdeen. Folks are heading out this evening. A great forecast for it, with temperatures on the milder side than what things have been here recently. Edinburgh, 59 degrees. Dew point's currently at 54, so that humidity is climbing just a bit, that moisture returning to the forecast. That's been a large result of that southerly wind, and we'll continue to see the effects of that heading into the next couple of days. Now, our Oxford reporting station is down, but I wanted to take a look over there on Highway 6 and Jackson Avenue, the intersection right there. A beautiful shot out there, and a busy night for sure over there in Oxford, whether that's students or just folks browsing about the city. Well, either way, it's going to be a good forecast for both parties in that suit. Looking at our surface analysis right now, what we're tracking is that cold front moving through the region, not exactly going to bring a shift to our forecast. Our forecast still is primarily going to be dominated by this high pressure center. That continues to remain right over the top of us getting into our Wednesday night. And that's also the reason why we are getting those clear conditions. So enjoy it while it's here, but we don't know that we will get some cloud cover and foggy weather moving into the start of our Thursday. When that time frame is expected to start kicking in will be primarily around midnight, but really into those early AM hours on our Thursday. So that's when we need those low beams on, will be for those early morning commuters as that fog lingers in our forecast. Once that sun does come up, burns up a bit of that moisture, and then we'll start to see some patchy cloud cover move into the forecast. So ground clouds transitioning to sky clouds at that point. So a lot's going on in the world of weather here in Mississippi. 6 a.m., that foggy start to the day, but then we get on with the rest of the day with partly cloudy skies. Sunshine still will break through and warm us up nicely, and that's why temperatures reaching into the low 70s. Yeah, it's going to be a toasty one, relatively speaking, for this time of year. And guys, remember, we started the week in the upper 20s, lower 20s in some spots. Now we're talking about 70s in the forecast. Mississippi never ceases to amaze me on the weather that you produce. But what we're all focused on tonight is going to be the skies as the northern lights try to move back into our skies here in North Mississippi. We'll break that down in more detail coming up in the next 60 seconds on Mississippi Live Weather at 6, live from the Room to Room Weather Center. We'll also talk about those football forecasts. Got any plans Friday night? I know we do, and we'll walk through that forecast together here on Mississippi Live Weather.
Give the gift of a delicious burger from Bulldog Burger, a soup and sandwich from Sweet Pepper's Deli, appetizers and cocktails from The Grill, or even a wood-fired steak from Harvey's. Choice is the perfect gift. An all-in-one gift card from Eat With Us.
At Room to Room, there's no need to wait. Black Friday deals are going on now.
Only $9.99 for a set of 2 leather pushback recliners. Plus, grab this 3 recliner power sectional for only $25.99.
Room to Room Tupelo, where we know there's no place like your home.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day's a new opportunity.
That's cool.
Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love your mind.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
58 degrees as we get into those Wednesday evening activities. Feels like values right around that same margin, so wind chill not really playing a factor in our forecast. But I was watching chat behind the scenes, and I see that Adrian is in the chat with his fingers crossed. Yes, all of us in North Mississippi doing that as well, hoping for those northern lights to kick back on the horizon. Beautiful shots last night. I think we had 2,000 submissions when it came to our Weather Watcher pictures, and a big thank you to everyone out in the community for submitting that. Kind of showed us what we were missing out on here inside the studio, so hopefully we get a second glimpse of that tonight, and maybe we'll get to go see that for ourselves later on this evening. I also do see that is that Jana over there in Cedar Bluff saying it's already a little bit foggy. So fog kicking into the forecast. It's going to be the big story in the weather world once we get into those overnight hours. But as of right now, where we sit in Macon, it's pretty clear, and you're getting a good shot on the horizon right there. So if anything were to kick in to North Mississippi, we definitely get a good aerial shot. Thank you to the North Mississippi Storm Chasers for that. 61 degrees, a very mild evening compared to what we usually see in mid-November. No complaints, but just kind of surprising whenever we're talking about temperatures. And 63 in Greenville, some areas even warmer than that. Dew point currently at 55. And again, we are looking in the skies, hoping to get a glimpse of some flashing color, whether that be red, pink, or green, something to show us that the northern lights are here. And as of right now, not seeing anything, but they are trying to kick in, that storm trying to kick into North Mississippi. 64 degrees there in Columbus. Still a busy evening right along Highway 45 and Blue Cut Road. It's going to be a busy evening for sure for midweek activities, whether those be church activities, dinner plans, anything that you have planned for your Wednesday evening. The forecast looking spectacular. Mississippi Live Weather Radar stays on the drier side, but as we look at some of that satellite imagery, we do have mostly clear conditions across the region, so that is definitely a plus whenever we're talking about looking in the sky at some northern lights. That's one thing we want, is clear skies, but we also want the northern lights to be here. And as of right now, they're not here yet. So we need the second part of that equation to kick in. As church forecast, like I mentioned, those midweek services happening tonight, 6 p.m., 58 degrees, 8 p.m., 51, and then dropping into the upper 40s by 10 with clear skies abundant. For our skies this evening. It's going to be a good looking forecast for sure. Futurecast this evening, again, winds coming out of the west, not really getting much of a chill with that, with the temperatures being where they are, and we'll continue to see those clear skies well into those overnight hours as well. As we get into 10 o'clock, you can see a little bit of that fog forming right there in eastern Arkansas, building just a bit towards West Helena and Tunica County. That gradually builds further into North Mississippi, as you can see, towards parts of Chickasaw County, Lafayette County, Pontotoc County, and well into Tupelo, basically riding down Highway 45 through Amory and Columbus. So yeah, it's going to be a foggy start, some dense fog in some patches, and that just continues to build for those early morning commuters by 5 or 6 o'clock. Our meteorologist Maggie McCauley will definitely be tracking some patchy fog across the region. Have those low beams on, and of course drive safe out there. We don't want any wrecks or anything like that to happen. Just go ahead and get to your destination. Leave a few minutes early to compensate for those foggy starts. Low temperatures on your Thursday, still going to be slightly above average. Above average conditions have been what we've been hinting at all week. We're finally experiencing that now with 42 in Booneville, 43 Amory, and 47 around Starkville, 52 Cleveland, and 52 around Greenville. It definitely will be a toasty one for sure, but we are continuing to look at that as we go further into the forecast. Like we mentioned, future wind chill not exactly going to be posing a threat for our Thursday morning, so we will continue to see those dry, clear, and cool conditions remain in place. Our school day forecast drop-off going to be 45 degrees, climbing to 65 by lunch and 71 by that final bell. Plenty of sunshine throughout the day, but a little bit more cloud cover, whether that cloud be on the ground in the form of fog or up in the sky, giving us some patchy cloud cover. It's definitely something that we're continuing to monitor behind the scenes, but no rainfall is expected with that forecast for sure. Let's expand things out and talk through those rain chances. As we mentioned a few days ago, there was the hint at maybe a few light showers forming, primarily going to be down around Jackson and Canton, well over there towards Monroe and Shreveport, Louisiana, but not here in North Mississippi. They try to get up there towards Holmes and Itala County, just not having enough oomph to get up there for sure. So Thursday morning, sticking with those dry but foggy conditions until that sunshine dries up a lot of that moisture on the ground and then brings in more moisture up in the sky. That's going to be in the form of some patchy cloud cover. So still getting a good break in those clouds from time to time, allowing that atmosphere to heat up. So our temperatures will be much above average comparing what we'd usually see this time of year. But as we look towards that Thursday afternoon, again, sticking with those dry conditions as those light showers primarily remaining up there towards northeast Louisiana and far western central Mississippi. Looking at that futurecast into your Thursday evening, you can see that it's going to continue to be on the drier side, but look at those high temperatures. Well above average for this time of year. As you see, normal is 65 degrees at the top left of your screen. What we're going to be getting is upper 60s there towards Prentiss and Tishomingo County. Oh, swallowed wrong. And the rest of us going to be in the low to mid 70s. My word, all the excitement with the Auroras. I mean, it's just getting to me. What can I say? But 74 in Bruce, 76 in Greenville. It is going to be a toasty forecast for what we typically expect this time in mid-November. So, yeah, not exactly going to be the time to break out the layers. Might get a sweatshirt for the early morning, but may not even need it by the afternoon. Let's go ahead and look at our strike model. And strike model tries to be a bit ambitious here, cycling in a few of those showers right here to North Mississippi, primarily going to be for our Friday. Now, not selling me on this whatsoever, as high pressure is still right over the top of us right there on the right side of your screen. It's going to continue to bring in a little bit of that southerly wind, which does have moisture attached to it. But I don't have forecasted for showers of any sort, whether that be light, moderate, or heavy. I have us staying on the drier side throughout our Friday, so that's perfect for any Friday plans as we wrap up the week, or for any of those football games happening that evening, as we know we are in playoff action. So if your team is playing, looking like a great forecast for it, good to go with dry conditions, and honestly, temperatures not going to be too cold either. So we'll definitely survive off of that and be grateful for what we have. Looking at high temperatures on Friday, if you thought Thursday was well above average, Friday just took it a notch higher with 76 Senatobia, same thing in New Albany, 77 Eupora, and 78 around Bruce, Greenwood, and Belzona. Now, I'm reading through the comments just a bit. I see Glenn asking, is a red aurora going to be visible in Mantachie tonight? That is the golden question, and that's one of the things we'll talk about here in just a moment. But we are fingers crossed that it gets a little bit more south. But these geomagnetic storms are not as easily forecasted as literal storms. So that's something that we can kind of lay out a forecast a bit ahead of time. But if it has to fully go south enough to reach us here in North Mississippi, and as of right now, have not seen that. So we're hopeful as we are kind of in that peak time frame. But as of right now, nothing noting that it's here just yet. Our high school game of the week forecast for our Friday night, 68 degrees by pregame, 64 by halftime, and guys, 62 by the final snap, and we are talking November, 14th is when that would be. That's unheard of. So that is definitely a great time to bring in the playoffs for sure. And if you're not going out and supporting your local team, then you are definitely missing out, because the skies, the weather, the team, everyone is doing their part. You just need to do yours as the fan and get out there to cheer on those teams. Our SEC football forecast, Alabama traveling out to Alabama at home taking on Oklahoma. 77 degrees first place, 73 halftime, and 64 towards that final snap. That is going to be in Tuscaloosa at 2:30, so sticking with those dry and warm conditions for sure. Going to be a great game time out there as two ranked teams go head-to-head. Big playoff implications as well. I think our Will Kohlmeyer will have more on that on Friday, but the Oklahoma was the first team out in the college football playoffs. So if they beat Alabama, that puts them in and adds another SEC team to the mix. Ole Miss taking on Florida. Now, Ole Miss needs to take care of business against Florida, because a loss to the Gators would definitely kick them out. But that kickoff going to be 6 o'clock, night game in Vaught Hemingway. 68 degrees first place, 66 towards that final snap. My wife always talks about it to me every time, saying, people need to go to the game. People need to support the Ole Miss Rebels. I completely agree, especially for a game like this, a night game for sure. Students need to be out there, fans need to be out there cheering on the Rebels, hopefully getting a North Mississippi team into that playoff, and that's fully relying on us to go out there and cheer on the Rebels. And same thing for the Bulldogs. Of course, I am a Mississippi State grad, but the Maynor household cheers on both sides. Mississippi State traveling up to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Missouri Tigers. That kickoff going to be, it bumped it back an hour. It's actually going to be 6:45, but still the temperatures remain the same with 67 first play, 61 halftime, and 58 towards that final snap. Partly cloudy conditions up there in Columbia, but still remaining dry. So no matter where those games are at, whether they're in Oxford, Tuscaloosa, or up in Missouri, we're looking good for sure for those forecasts. Now we just need our teams to take home the dub. Looking at that 7-day forecast, starting with our Thursday, foggy start to the day with 45 degrees around 7, 69 by 12, and we are topping out at 72 degrees. But watch how these temperatures trend through the week. Friday, 76, Saturday, 77 degrees, and lows follow suit with 48 Friday morning and 52 Saturday morning. The weekend, staying dry. We've been talking about this front being pushed back further and further. Well, hey, we pushed it back again all the way into Monday evening, pushing into Tuesday morning. That's when those rain chances will get back into the forecast, and that's going to be that overnight threat for showers and thunderstorms. As of right now, no severe weather expected. That's always a good thing here at Mississippi Live Weather, but we will keep you guys updated as we keep eyes on this behind the scenes. But what we're tracking right now is a storm, a geomagnetic storm. Just where is it at? What are we seeing? And of course, what are we looking for? We'll have that coming up in full detail here in the Room to Room Weather Center coming up in the next 60.
The bravest thing that my dad has done has been going back to school.
It wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
The bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. We appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 6. I apologize. I was reading some things behind the scenes, talking to Adrian, our expert astronomer, for what that forecast is looking like and how we're shaping up for the auroras this evening. And here is a comment from him that he just sent over to me a second ago. Auroras are much more conditional tonight compared to last night. While the CME impact was pretty favorably timed, the Earth's magnetic field has directed all of the unstable energy towards the north and south poles away from the lower latitudes where we are right here in North Mississippi. The hope is that we haven't yet seen the true core of the CME hit, but it was a very long duration flare. If we can sustain strong storming, we may be able to get a good show. It all depends on when the BC or direction of the energy can send those supercharged protons toward the lower 48. Basically meaning we've not seen it yet. The potential is still there, but chances are going to diminish as more time goes on because we are kind of in that peak time frame. Whenever we're talking about that northern light forecast, again, we're going to be talking about that visible on the horizon type perspective from central Mississippi all the way up there towards North Mississippi. So tracking that in a little bit more detail, of course, hoping that this continues to verify. But again, this is a forecast and not exactly reality. And as of right now, I think they are getting some visibility up there towards Minnesota, but have not heard of any reports further south of that just yet. So hopes are that the energy will continue to build further south, but where we currently sit right now is pretty calm up there in the skies. So that maximum time frame going to be anywhere from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. and that level 4 storm, that is what's giving us some hope to get some visual on this Northern Light show that we had last night, and the potential to have it again tonight is still in place. I'm just hopeful. I'm hopeful that it continues to verify. So why does all of this happen? Well, we do have these heat and charged particles emitted by the sun that travel through space that we call the solar wind. That, of course, is sent over towards the Earth, over towards the Earth's magnetic field. And as Adrian was talking about, it's directing that primarily towards the north and south pole, keeping it away from the lower 48. So that Earth's magnetic field protects us from most particles emitted by the sun, like a shield, because the sun's hot. We don't exactly want all that the sun provides, right? And there you see the magnetic field and that magnetic shield blocking us, but whenever that magnetic field directs some of that energy, that's where we have it going directly to the poles right now and not towards us here in North Mississippi. Now that solar storm, that's the whole reason why we're hyped about all of this taking place. On occasion, the sun will emit more charged particles than normal, and that's that solar storm that is emitted and heads all the way over towards the Earth into the Earth's magnetic field. During a solar storm, these extra charged particles can reach the Earth's poles. Hence why you see the northern lights, whenever we're talking about, hey, Christmas is around the corner. We talk about Santa and stuff, and we often see the northern lights on the horizon whenever, I think you guys probably seen Santa Claus or Santa Claus 2 or 3. There's often that those northern lights in the distance, get a good visual on that. It's because that's where a lot of that energy is directed towards, is right there on the pole, right where Santa lives. But then we get towards the lower 48, and that's where it becomes a little bit more difficult as that magnetic field, it's got to basically bring that energy all the way down here towards North Mississippi. So collisions, charged particles from the sun collide with oxygen and nitrogen in the Earth's atmosphere, and that's where we get those lights that take place, and of course that's going to be that nitrogen and oxygen. That nitrogen actually emits that pink and blue light, but what we got yesterday was the oxygen colliding with a little bit of that energy, and we got that red and green light as a result. The green showing some high outputs of energy, but red for sure was showing up and showing out, and that oxygen and nitrogen does interact with particles and emit those different colors of light. So a little bit of a harder task to get those light blues and pinkish purple, but definitely got a lot of this last night, and we have plenty of pictures on our pages, so go there and check it out if you feel like you're missing out on anything tonight. Fingers crossed that we don't miss out on it, but that's where things sit right now. So we're hopeful. And as we look at the shapes over there in the sky, because every single shot that we got was a whole different shape. It even had some pillars, or it had some greens where it didn't have reds, or it had reds and it didn't have greens. Well, the shape of an aurora depends on viewing position and the Earth's magnetic field. So even from Pontotoc to Tupelo, or a smaller distance, Tupelo to Saltillo, it'll vary based off of what you guys are seeing because of your position and the Earth's magnetic field. So that's what really drives this, and unfortunately kind of directs that energy, because it could be a limiting factor as well whenever it comes to what we're seeing down here in the lower 48. So we're hopeful, but as of right now, I've not seen anything to verify it. So go ahead and send in your pictures if you are able to capture anything. And of course, if we do get anything here from Mississippi Live Weather, we will be sure to let you guys know. The good thing with our forecast tonight is it gives us the best skies that we could have for some northern light viewing. Taking a look, 8 to 10 p.m., dry and clear as can be, 51 degrees by 8, dropping to 49 by 10. And there we're getting into the mid 40s, so closer to tomorrow morning, but fog in the forecast. And that's where that viewing is completely diminished. But until then, we have clear skies, and fog won't really kick in until those AM hours. So stay hopeful. We'll keep eyes on this behind the scenes and update you guys whenever that does become a little bit more visible. But of course, in order for you guys to receive those alerts is with the Mississippi Live Weather app. Go ahead and download that free app today on iOS and Android. Readily available, and we'll send you push alerts whenever something is happening close to your area, like the northern lights, or even if it's an actual storm here on the ground. We'll keep you guys posted on that. Our next broadcast, you can watch the broadcast on the Mississippi Live Weather app. That's going to be at 10 p.m. tonight. I'm hopeful that I get to show you guys a few of those pictures of the northern lights across the area, but if not, we'll still track that forecast and those foggy conditions for the start of our Thursday. Meteorologist Maggie McCauley will be breaking that down in detail on Thursday morning at 6:30, 7, and 7:30. You guys have a fantastic evening. Say your prayers, and hopefully we can see some northern lights this evening. You guys have a great one.
I don't know why you're so sad. You've got a roof over your head.
You gotta stop with that depression stuff.
You alright?
It just feels like it's coming from everywhere.
Do you want to talk about it?
You can talk to me if you're feeling sad.
Whenever you need to talk, I'm here, okay?